Hi, so I am making my Grandma Katherine's Matzo Ball Soup recipe. It is basically the Manischewitz matzo meal, regular flavor. Don't get anything else. Um, it's the recipe that is on the back, and I basically just double it. And I double it, and then I add one extra egg per batch. So since I'm doubling the recipe, I add 2 extra eggs. So it's 6 eggs total. So just to tell you, it's 6 eggs, slightly beaten, 4 tablespoons vegetable oil. Make sure your vegetable oil is fresh and not rancid before you make your matzo balls. 4 tablespoons of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of salt, 1 cup of matzo meal, and also to make sure that your matzo meal is fresh. Don't get it out of the pantry from 6 months ago. Your matzo balls will not taste good. Yeah, and so I basically, like I said, I double the recipe and then I add 2 extra eggs. This is my Grandma Katherine, my sweet Grandma Katherine, and she was a Southern belle and from Louisiana, and definitely was not Jewish. And she married a Jewish guy, my grandpa, and she learned how to make matzo ball soup to, I think, make her mother-in-law happy with her. So hopefully that worked out for her. I never asked her actually if it did make great grandma happy or not. Anyway, I am going to show you. This is the matzo ball mix, and this has been in the refrigerator for probably about a half an hour. And I've got a pot of boiling. It says on the package to use water to boil the matzo balls in. I always use broth, and I use the broth in my soup. Okay, so my trick to make the matzo balls not stick to my hands when I'm making them is to put a little tiny bit of oil onto my hands. So I put a little bit of oil like that. Take the matzo ball mix and make a little ball, just like that. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. And you want this at a small rolling boil. So I'm going to try to do these really quick. My hands will get all gunked up, and I will have to rinse them off and put a little bit more oil on in a minute, because you don't want to lose all of your mixture because it's stuck on your hands. So I'm making these approximately the size of a small meatball. You know what? I think the wet hands will work actually too. Yeah, you know what? The wet hands works just as good as the oil hands, to be honest. All right, so I'm going to try to do this really quickly. I've been making this for years, and I make it different every time. Not the matzo ball mix itself, except for sometimes I do add dried or fresh dill to the matzo ball mixture. I like a dill flavor, but in this case, I actually have some fresh dill that I'm going to put on top of our bowls of soup. So my hands are getting to that point again where they're just too sticky. All right, we're almost done. Getting to the bottom. This probably couldn't be too exciting watching me make these. All right, there we go. Got the rest. Done, done, done. Okay. Like I was saying, it's really important to have fresh matzo meal. You can get the matzo crackers and crush them or put them in the food processor. I prefer to just do the meal because it has the most consistent outcome. You don't have like big chunks of not broken out matzo cracker in your inside the consistency of the balls. All right, so let me show you what this looks like. There it is. So it's just going to boil in this broth. I kind of leave it a little bit ajar. Actually, maybe I'll leave it on top till it gets to a boil, and then I'll do one of those. And you know what? I want to say it's like, does it bring to a boil and then simmer? Dear me, I can't see you guys. Oh, you never have readers when you need them. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, put the balls in. boiling water, put the balls in. Yeah, cover. Oh, okay, cover tightly. Never mind what I just said about loosening up the lid. Never mind, don't do that. And boil 30 to 40 minutes. I was off on the time too. I'm always off, but hey. Anyway, I'm gonna boil these for 30 to 40 minutes, and I already have my pot of chicken soup back here, which is basically just broth and onions and carrots and rotisserie chicken that I pulled apart. And so then after the balls are done, then I'll kind of serve the two together with a little bit of my fresh dill. Smells so nice. And then we'll have some nice matzo ball soup that my Grandma Katherine would love. Gotta pass on some traditions, you know. So I know my daughter doesn't want to have much to do with cooking and stuff now, but maybe someday she'll see this video and be like, hey, I'll make my great grandma's matzo ball soup. Okay, thanks. Bye. So my matzo balls have been simmering like this for almost about 40 minutes. And I'm going to show you how to check and see if they're cooked or not yet. This is basically like a little dough ball or dumpling. That's what a matzo ball looks like. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, let's take a little taste and not completely remove the roof on the skin of my mouth, which I may do. Wow, it's so hot. Okay, well, I could kind of tell that they're done, but let me just double check. Oh my gosh, good. Okay. They're done. So here is my finished bowl of matzo ball soup, homemade with love, taught to me by Grandma Katherine. If you make it, I hope it comes out perfect. Hi, my name is... That was a blooper.